important to understand these cultural operating systems, if you will, and use that as the baseline for our approach.
Yeah, no, that's great. So what's happening is in the past, when we were more isolated, like monocultural, so to
Mhm.
speak, it worked. You know, like Bud mentioned, the four spiritual laws when I was in college, that seemed to work, and we promoted that. Now, with globalization increasing, which results in pluralism, it's more likely you're going to encounter someone who doesn't have like a Christian history or a Christian background. They may be, you mentioned Wiccan, or they may
Mhm.
be Buddhist, Hindu, Muslim, or indifferent. So as a result, instead of evangelism being what it used to be, like rekindling a faith that they used to have or their parents had, now we're in new territory. And you can't assume that we can build upon that guilt slash justice kind of orientation. And furthermore, interestingly enough, Jesus never presents the gospel the same way twice. There's
Mm.
no magic silver bullet, right? But as we look at it further, we recognize that he understands the context of where the people are, and therefore is appropriate to present the gospel in ways that are good and new to people. Um, One scholar, New Testament scholar, Brenda Colligan, has said the New Testament doesn't give us like a systematic formula, but the New Testament gives us various images of salvation.
Mm.
And missiologist Craig Ott says, while each of those images can be used by recognizing the cultural context people are already residing in, and use the image that is most resonant with those people. So
Mm.
therefore, as you intimated, Travis, our role really is to catch up on the conversation that God is already having. And we're assuming that in the beginning. God is having a conversation with everybody out there, even though they may not admit it. There's a conversation going on. And we're trying to not impose our conversation, but trying to catch up on that conversation and keep it moving towards Christ. So therefore, our first position is to be empathetic, to listen more than talk, in order to hear where that conversation is, to know which worldview is being discussed so that the gospel is good and new to that person.